Our local farmers market receives kudos. National Merit semi-finalists are announced, and Candace Glover is back in the Low Country. All that and more coming up right now on the Bluffton News. Welcome to the Bluffton News. I'm Annalisa Itkor, and we have a lot to cover: business, entertainment, and of course the latest local news. But first, let's start with Bluffton's current headlines. The Farmers Market of Bluffton today announced that they have been voted the most celebrated farmers market in the state of South Carolina and 11th in the nation overall. This designation is awarded each summer by the American Farmland Trust and is a result of direct community support as online pledges were made to support local farmers markets. This is the second year this honor has been awarded to the Farmers Market of Bluffton, a recognition of the vast support of the Bluffton community for the popular weekly market. On Saturday, September 21st, Beaufort County is holding an electronics waste recycling and paper shredding event in Bluffton at 9 Bentonfield Road off Burnt Church Road. From 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., residents can safely dispose of electronics goods like old computers, TVs, cables, and wires for free. Free, secure shredding of sensitive documents will be provided by Shred With Us. Electronic recycling keeps hazardous materials out of the waste stream while reusing valuable resources. The 2013 tax year countywide reassessment notices are in the mail. If a property owner would like to appeal the value on the reassessment notice, they must do so within 90 days. All appeals must be signed and either mailed or dropped off at any of the Beaufort County Assessor's 3 offices by December 11, 2013. Failure to file on a timely basis within the appeal period constitutes a waiver of the owner's right of appeal for the current 2013 tax year. For more information on this year's reassessment, go to www.bcgov.net and click on the reassessment slider in the middle of the home page. There you'll find the Citizen's Guide to the 2013 reassessment. Beginning Friday, September 20th, 7th graders who haven't provided proof of Tdap immunizations will not be allowed to attend school. Schools began informing parents last school year about the new state vaccination requirements, but as of September 10th, about 350 7th graders across the district had not provided updated certificates of immunization showing that they had received the Tdap boosters. 30-day extensions granted last month will expire on September 20th. In addition to immunization services provided by DHEC, children can also get booster shots from their family physicians. Some commercial businesses, including Walgreens stores across the county and the Kroger Pharmacy at Belfair and Bluffton, are offering Tdap boosters for students who have doctor's prescriptions. Beaufort County's annual delinquent tax sale will be held Monday, October 7, 2013 at 10 a.m. in the Charles Lind Brown Gymnasium located at 1001 Hammer Street in Beaufort. A complete list of properties for sale will appear online at www.bcgov.net starting September 15th and will be updated as properties are paid for. Property owners who do not want their property auctioned off must pay delinquent taxes before 5 p.m. on October 4th at any of the 3 treasurer's offices located in Beaufort County. Payments will not be accepted the day of the tax sale. 2 Bluffton High School students were announced as semi-finalists today in the National Merit Scholarship Program. Daniel Brown and Patrick Calvo will compete with other national semi-finalists for 8,000 scholarships worth more than $35 million. To become a finalist in the next stage of the national competition, each semi-finalist and their high school now must submit a detailed application that provides information about the student's academic record, participation in school and community activities, leadership abilities, honors, and awards. In addition, each semi-finalist must be endorsed and recommended by an official from their high school, write an essay, and earn SAT scores that confirm the student's earlier score on the qualifying test. Bluffton resident and local photographer Gene Tanner placed 3rd in the South Carolina Wildlife Federation's 11th annual photo contest. Tanner submitted photos in all 3 categories: Carolina critters, kids in nature, and scenes of South Carolina, and received a 3rd place for her photo of a child wearing a snake necklace. The judges are made up of the SCWF staff and board of directors. SCWF supports the management of all natural resources, protecting the outdoors for future generations to enjoy through education and advocacy. And American Idol winner and Beaufort native Candace Glover performed last Thursday at Tanger Outlet 1 for the Candace for a Cure event. Tanger Outlet employees were also selling $5 saving packs, with all the proceeds going to the Kaiserling Cancer Center at Beaufort Memorial Hospital. Hundreds of fans then crowded around the stage around 7 p.m. to see Glover perform in her home county. Later on the Bluffton News, we catch up with Candace for a special interview. And here's what's happening around the state. 2 suspects are in custody following a manhunt that started after shots were fired at a South Carolina Highway Patrol trooper. The gunfire and resulting chase happened just north of Conway on Saturday evening when a trooper tried to pull a vehicle over. The driver sped off, and at least one of those in the vehicle started shooting at the trailing trooper. The vehicle eventually stopped and 2 people got out, again firing at troopers. Law officers returned gunshots and took one of the people into custody. The other person ran into the woods, leading to a 3-hour search that ended with the second suspect's capture. 4 sea turtles are back in the open ocean after being restored to health with help from the South Carolina Aquarium. The turtles were released at the South Carolina coast Saturday as a crowd of well-wishers cheered them on. The aquarium's Sea Turtle Rescue Program admits 20 to 30 sea turtles each year. It has rehabilitated and released nearly 130 sea turtles and is now treating 11 patients, staying an average of 9 months. The turtles released Saturday include a 70-pound juvenile loggerhead found by canoers stranded on a sandbar near Fripp Island in June, and another was a 9-pound juvenile Kemp's Ridley sea turtle, the most endangered species, that was found stunned by cold near Cape Cod, Massachusetts. For more information on these and other stories, please see the media sources you see listed on your screen. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. When we return, we'll be joined by BJ Frazier of the Bluffton Sun with Hot Off the Presses, and Kelly West Hodges presents our Bluffton Business Report. Welcome back to the Bluffton News. I've got BJ Frazier of the Bluffton Sun with me now. So BJ, give us a little bit of an update on how tourism is doing in Bluffton.
Well, Annalisa, as we know, we've just gone through 3 or 4 years of really tough recessionary times, and it's affected the tourism, around the country and the world, and of course here in Bluffton as well. But the good news is this year, tourism is booming. Anecdotally, the businesses, the retailers, the restaurants in Old Town are doing very well. And the Hayward House has announced that through August, their visitors are up by 65% over last year. They've had some 6,700 people come into the what is the Welcome Center here in Old Town and learn about the history and so forth. So that's great news. And the better news is that 80% and 87% of those visitors are from out of town, out of state, out of the area, so that's good dollars coming in. And a lot of them are young children and families as well. More good news. That
is fantastic. I love hearing that. Now, turning to a more negative topic, what's the update on the school overcrowding situation?
Well, as we reported before, they're going to be, Town of Bluffton is going to be building 2 new schools in Bluffton, a K through 8 and then a 6 through 12. One of them's out on the Bluffton Parkway and one's out by New Riverside. And the parents held a informational meeting recently, and the big concerns are 2. Number 1, who's going to go to those schools? And they're going to have a lottery system if need be. And of course, they're going to take Bluffton students as well, but they could take students from Hilton Head in addition to that if there's room. And secondly, transportation. How are these kids going to get from where they are now out to those new schools and back? And so those issues are going to be hot buttons for the next, until October 1 when these decisions are made. The next meeting is on September the 24th, so make sure you go if you have any input.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. Now, the May River, the wake zone, that's been a big issue out there. What's the news on that?
It's about some residents at the foot of Calhoun Street have said that the boats are going by too fast. They're causing a dangerous situation for those that enjoy the docks down there and so forth. They went to Town Council of Bluffton and said, hey, put in a no wake zone. And the council said, we're going to study it. But then they came back and said, you know what? You guys as residents can make your appeal to the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources. You don't need us. They'll treat your request the same way as though we did it. So the town is saying, you're on your own, go for it. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Now, real quick, you had some business news for us.
Good news, bad news. We'll start with the good news.
Okay.
It was just announced yesterday that the JetBlue is going to start nonstop service from Savannah to JFK on February 13, 2014. That's great news. It will keep the rates down for everybody. And on the negative side, Plum's restaurant that's been around BLUFFTON for about a year now is going to close that location. They'll remain open in Beaufort, but we're going to miss them.
Well, we will indeed. And BJ, as always, great stories.
Thank you, Annalisa.
Thanks so much, BJ. We now welcome Shelley West Hodges with our BLUFFTON Business Report. And it has been a busy week in BLUFFTON, Shelley. We had a fabulous ribbon cutting ceremony for an orthodontics office in town.
Yes, we did. We just celebrated with winning Orthodontic Smiles out in Berkeley Place. And that is actually Dr. Burris, and he has a new partner, Dr. Figley. And I'm sure people around town are familiar with Dr. Burris. He has a place over in Beaufort, and now he had left the area for a while, and now he's back, and he is in BLUFFTON. They have a state-of-the-art facility out there. Great grand opening and ribbon cutting. It was catered by Walnuts. Food was fabulous.
Oh, great. Now, so they now are located in both Beaufort and BLUFFTON?
Yes, and they both go back and forth from Beaufort to BLUFFTON.
Great. All right. Well, that's good news. Now, looking ahead, we've got a ribbon cutting coming up. That's going to be good news for the brides in town.
Yes, you know, it's interesting. We haven't really had much of a bridal industry here in BLUFFTON, but now we do with Chica's just opening, and now we have Low Country Bride and Groom opening up here in Sheridan Park. They are also in partnership with Make It Pretty, which is a floral company, and they are right next door to the Red Cross, so their ribbon cutting is coming up on the 26th. We also have a groundbreaking ceremony coming up for Sarah Reed and Edward Jones in downtown BLUFFTON. And we have many other businesses that are coming up, and I'd like to mention all those. We have Fit, which is over in the Target Center, Regis out in Oakadee, which is a office facility behind Goodyear. Dr. Porcelli's opening up behind Dairy Queen and Plantation Business Park. We have our Immediate Care Center opening up soon out on Buckwalter with Candler.
Well, you guys are going to be busy. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of a turn from business organizations to charitable organizations. I understand the Boys and Girls Club had a very good week.
Yes, Jester Communications, Jared Jester, who's the owner there, was the orchestrator of the Boil Peanut contest that started last year, and we developed into a festival this year with the Greater BLUFFTON Chamber. And the contest fees were donated to the Boys and Girls Club, and they were selected as the charity of choice by the winner, who was Dan Tracy, the overall winner for the Peanut Cook-Off. He chose Boys and Girls Club to get the proceeds, and we presented them with a $500 check on Friday. And they were very excited. They already had plans for that money as soon as we handed it to them.
That's really cool. Now, Bank of Ozarks, they presented some more checks to charities.
Well, they actually next month in October, they are going to select 4 charities, and each of those 4 will receive $500 each. And it's great that these businesses really partner up with some of these charities. We also have Sign Pro Plus is also donating quarterly $500 worth of signage to our to a nonprofit.
That's just amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, Shelley, thank you so much. It sounds like it was a very exciting week in BLUFFTON.
Yes, it was. Thank you.
When we return, we're going to head on out to Tanger One in BLUFFTON and hear all about Candace Glover's visit to the Low Country. Joining me now is LaDonna Shamloo. Now, LaDonna, everybody, of course, has been lining up to talk to Candace. I wanted to make sure to catch you because you, of course, are sort of the mastermind behind this whole thing. How did the Concert for a Cure come about?
Well, I think everyone was so excited in the community when she won, and everyone was thinking of ways to get her back. And we just knew this was such a great cause, and she would bring it to the forefront. And that's really what we wanted to do. We wanted to raise awareness, and she has helped us with that. We have raised $16,000 tonight, which we'll present on stage during the Pink Partini. So it's really an exciting event for everyone.
Now, I remember last year when you were doing the Cure event, you were hoping to take things to a new level. Well, it certainly looks like you've succeeded. What do you have your eye on for next year?
Oh my goodness, don't even ask that. Let me get through today and then we'll see how we do next year. But this has been a very exciting time for all of us. A lot of hard work, but I know it's going to be worth it at the end.
Terrific. Well, it's a great opportunity for Bluffton as well. You've brought a tremendous amount of traffic into the Bluffton area.
Yes, we have. We have great brands now. All these new stores that we have here since 2011. So we really have so many great brands to offer. And our pink campaign, you get to save even more. So everyone loves this time of year as well. So
Well, you have some serious crowds out there shopping today. Thank you so much for taking time out of what I know is a crazy night for you.
you're very welcome. Thank you.
Everybody knows this beautiful young woman next to me, Candace Glover. So the first question I have to ask you, Candace, is what brings you to our beautiful Bluffton?
I am here to help raise awareness for breast cancer, and I'm here with the Tanger outlets and everything to, help people, know about the cause and to help raise money for it. So it feels great. Not only am I here the first time since I won the show, but I'm also here to help for that. So that feels great to be able to do that.
Now, is there a reason, because here we are in Bluffton, when I first saw the sign for your concert, I thought, I don't know if Bluffton knows what we're getting ourselves into because everybody in the area loves you so much. Is there a particular reason that drew you to do a concert for a cure?
Well, I was approached by the cause and by the foundation, and I did not hesitate. Like I told my manager, not only is it close to home, but it's definitely a great cause because women are affected by it all the time, and I felt like it would be a great way to, to help out with that. So I'm really glad that I'm a part of it.
And we are so glad to have you here. I'm a little giddy. I mean, I hope you realize what a fan base you have here. In fact, you look back less than a year ago, you were living in the Low Country, you were a student at TCL, you were singing in your church choir, and here you are now, the American Idol. What has been the most challenging transition for you?
I think the most challenging thing is that now I'm not waking up to go work on Fripp Island. I'm waking up to go, to the studio or to do interviews or like an award show or something like that. And not only did I win a show, but now I have to maintain a whole career and like the world is watching you. So you get nervous about stuff like that. But like you said, my fan base is incredible, and I'm definitely positive and I'm confident that they're here.
Now, throughout your journey on the show, one of the things that I know touched the heart of a lot of people in your fan base was your message of faith. Have you found moving forward that you've been able to maintain that message?
Yes, I definitely have been able to, and I actually posted a Facebook status, and I said I hadn't been to church in 8 months, and I was so ecstatic to be able to go to church, and people were like, you need to focus on, like they thought that I had forgotten, but I know that that's something that I stood for on the show, and people recognize that, and that's not something I'll ever let go of. So.
Wonderful. Well, so of course we have to ask about the CD. Can you give us some insight? Is there a release date?
Well, it's going to be out later on, and I don't know if I can say, about a release date or anything like that, but I know now that before, when I would see these people put these albums out, I thought that they would just sing a song and put some albums out. But there's a lot more work that goes into it than I thought it did. And even if, it comes out in the next, year or so, I know that I don't want to put out anything less than, the best. So I'm excited about it. And I even do like Instagram teasers, and I'll tease a song for about 15 seconds and get people, amped up about it. So.
Now, how do we follow you, Candace?
Well, my Twitter name is @CandaceGlover. My Facebook is Candace Glover Music, and then my Instagram is CandaceAI12, AI for American Idol.
All right. Now, moving forward, what are you most looking forward to in the coming year?
I'm looking forward to putting this album out. I'm really looking forward to it because when I know that I have a studio session or a writing session, nothing can ruin my day. Like, this is what I've always wanted to do. So putting that album out and getting that music out there and meeting some great people in the industry is definitely something I'm looking forward to. And hopefully some more, performances with Tanger and with for the cause and everything. So.
Great. Well, I'll tell you, it's been such a pleasure speaking with you. I'm going to let you save your voice because you've got that concert coming up. Thank you for joining us. And when we come back, we will have Kim Viljak with our entertainment report. Thank you for joining us again for the Bluffton News. I've got Kim Viljak, everybody's favorite entertainment reporter, here with our Bluffton Entertainment Report. So, Kim, fun and exercise, we're always trying to put those two things together. What's the latest?
We do a good job putting those two things together here in Bluffton. Out at Hampton Lake, they have their 6th annual Tiger Bass Race. Now this is for everybody, all different ages, all different levels. They've got a 5K road race, 12K road and trail run. They also have a fun run walk that's about a mile. It's going to be an all-day event. You can come out, you can participate, you can watch. There's also going to be an after party from 10 until 5 out there in beautiful Hampton Lake. Luke Mitchell's going to be singing. There's going to be great food. Still time to sign up for it also.
Well, how do we get involved?
Well, you can get in touch with the Palmetto Running Company, and they are at 815-1718, or just look them up online.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun, and I have to say, you wouldn't know it by stepping outside, but summer is coming to an end, and unfortunately, with that comes the last of our sunset parties. What's that going to be about?
That's right. So we're going to have to make the most of this one. As you know, the sunset parties, they've been going on all summer long. That's through Barefoot Sports. Mark Weisner and his group have been doing these parties. They've been so much fun. This is the last one of the summer, and it is called the BLUFFTON Fest, BLUFFTON Oktoberfest, basically, putting the two together. And again, they're going to have live music out there. Neil and Bob will be there. It's $5 to get in. All kinds of food. They've got Sigler's, Red Stripe, BLUFFTON Oyster Factory, Scott's Meats, Melly Mel's, chocolates and sweets. There's stuff for the kids to do. It's a great night, and again, the best place to see the sunset.
Where and when?
That's at the BLUFFTON Oyster Factory Park.
And when?
Oh, and that is going to be this Friday, September the 20th.
Okay, just wanted to make sure we had that all together. Now, real quick, you guys won an award with the BLUFFTON Farmers Market, and we're so excited about it. We talked about it in the headlines. Tell us a little bit more about that, Kim.
Yeah, we are so excited. We are so honored, and this is the 2nd year in a row that we've won this award. We were awarded #1 in the state of South Carolina and #11 in the country. And this year's theme was I Love My Farmers Market. So I want to give a big shout out to the residents down there, the other business owners down there, the town of Bluffton, the police department, the fire department, all the businesses, the customers, our wonderful vendors, because if it wasn't for everybody, there's no way we would be able to pull that off. And we enjoy doing it every week, and I hope everybody else enjoys it as well.
And I know it will be even bigger and better next year. Kim, thanks so much for being here today.
You bet.
Thank you for joining us for the news program that is all Bluffton all the time. I'm Annalisa Itkor for the Bluffton News. We will see you next time.